Hey subscribers! Attack! Okay, little bit of a jump scare there. Apologies. As you notice, I got a haircut. I shaved. I mean, the beard's coming back in, but hello everyone. YouTube fam, subscribers, whatever it is. Sorry for not posting in a while. I have made plenty of videos. I hopefully will be uploading them. Because I'm going to be completely honest, I've been lazy on the YouTube side. Now, let's get started with today's segment. Anxiety. Today I wanted to do like a little short video before I started posting a bit more. Just, talk about anxiety. So, let's get started. Sorry, I don't look at myself all that much, so I just realized how good I look with this, look. But, yeah, anxiety. Serious now. Again, I don't take these videos it's kind of a thought experiment if you're new to the channel. It helps me get my thoughts out as, I don't really talk about these things with people. I mean, I do with people who are close, but I think new thoughts arise when you're talking on camera. So, you never know. So, anxiety. I wanted to make this video a while ago when my second semester started. I just started my second semester, my first year of college. And so far, it's alright. It's going alright. I enjoy my classes, that's for sure. But I just wanted to bring up something that has always resonated with me. If you check out one of my previous videos, it is about my mental health journey. And in that video, I talk about my past in terms of anxiety and how I've dealt with it and weight loss and just a mumbo jumbo full of things. But I would like to really key on the specification when it comes to anxiety. The past month, I really haven't felt anxiety, like high amounts. Especially in general, this past year I haven't felt anxiety really at all until like the end of my graduation, which was towards like my peak anxiety moments. Like I was getting anxiety attacks, panic attacks, whatever they're called. They were pretty bad. So over the past like month or so since the semester started, I've noticed I still have that lingering anxiety, and I think I'm more in tune with accepting the fact that everyone has that small, viable sense of anxiety. It's just people mention the term anxiety as if it's like this obscene thing, like, come on, dude, grow up. Or if you're surrounded by other people, they're like, oh, how are you doing? Do you need a therapist? Sorry for the little roleplay there. But for me, I'm starting to understand the fact that everyone just has a little viable sense of that anxiety. It's just different variable amounts. I used to have, a lot of it. And constantly. Almost 24/7, in fact. And sometimes those moments when I do experience some of that, chest tightness and, sweating and nervousness to go and do whatever I'm doing, I get kind of, I don't know if it's like PTSD or like I'm concerned because I remember how those past situations exploded. I remember how those past situations had erupted at the end of the day. And so I don't want that to happen again. Then again, one thing that I've really pulled from this whole journey so far is the fact that even that small little fact of anxiety, you could really just push through it. I promise you, like, whoever you are, whoever's watching this video, smallest little amount of anxiety, largest amount of anxiety, trust me when I say this, whatever you're anxious about, this might be a little bit rude, but like honestly, it's don't even worry about it, because whatever you're worrying about, it's definitely not going to end up how you think it's going to be, because anxiety takes you to the extremes, which I think individually everyone kind of knows, but it isn't like common ground that we all essentially accept, right? So in terms of, that anxiety aspect, for my personal aspect on it, at the first week, I'm getting ready for school, I'm getting ready for my classes and stuff like that, I'm making sure I'm reading the syllabus and everything, and then the day comes where I'm supposed to have those classes, my first day back, and I feel like this bit of chest tightness, I feel like a bit of handshaking, and I'm like, wow, I still have that, small lingering anxiety, but I ended up telling myself, it's not going to end up that way. You're not going to be embarrassed. Nothing's bad's going to happen. It's like all these hypotheticals that appear out of nowhere. And I think my approach to it has really helped me succeed in the department of really just pushing through that anxiety. When I ended up going to the class, legitimately within the first 2 minutes, I felt nothing after. Honestly, the class was great. I had an excellent time after the fact, and I met plenty of new great people. It's this area where we continue to tell ourselves to ignore that or to delve too deep into it. I think there can be somewhat of a healthy mixture. I think to some point, large or little, you gotta ignore the hypotheticals. You gotta ignore that you have a little bit of anxiety, because it's normal. It's normal for everyone. Small or large amounts, anxiety is a part of us. So when you have those moments, again, large or small, you really just want to tell yourself, either repeatedly or once. For me, it's helped to repeat it in my brains a few times, especially before the event or whatever's going to be happening that day. It's not going to turn out that way. It's going to be alright. It's might even be a fun time. Because, guess what? It turns out it actually is all that. And I think it's this perception of us all being online, like you watching me through the screen, not having that face-to-face conversation that so many did from that minuscule, very young age. And now that we have everything virtualized, even if we are watching that person face-to-face, we don't have that personal contact. And due to the fact that we're not established with those personal contacts at a young age, I think so many people nowadays are suffering with things like anxiety, depression, just hell, even thoughts about hurting yourself. It is really, really profound how technology has advanced us in certain terms of communication. But when it comes to the psychological aspects of communication, it has destroyed us. So what do I want to get out of this video? Me personally, I just want to, again, make this quick video about anxiety. I wanted to get my thoughts out about this a while ago when I started my second semester. My advice from someone who's dealt with lots and lots of anxiety, hell, I sometimes deal with it on larger bases some days, but my advice is truly, again, just tell yourself it's not going to end up that way. Now, you might think, well, I'm not going to talk to myself. That's kind of crazy. Trust me, it works. And technically, with anxiety, you are talking to yourself because you're creating those hypotheticals that aren't really going to happen. Now, who knows? Again, maybe the hypothetical does happen, but those hypotheticals are way more extreme in your brain than they are going to happen in real life. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed what I just said there, but it's certainly something that I've struggled with for a long time, and I will continue probably to struggle with it for the rest of my life. I just really want to share awareness that anxiety is something that people can deal with on a daily basis, whether that's small, large amounts, on any type of situation, events, personal relationship you're going on with, any basically situation you were having to deal with, and that's spur in the moment of anxiety. It's really good to just positively reinforce yourself. I would say, in terms of ignoring or not ignoring and acknowledging anxiety, I'd say acknowledge the fact that you yourself have anxiety. Don't listen to what other people say, unless it's, of course, a professional, like a therapist or a psychologist and psychiatrist. All the big words up there. I think, to some extent, you'd really just have to acknowledge yourself. And at some points, to overcome things like anxiety, depression, stuff like that, there is, to a certain extent, you have to learn, and this is different for everyone. For me personally, learning the viability of self-worth was really just through finding something that I'm, one, very, very passionate about, and for me that's politics. But also just really getting dopamine out. I'm going kind of off track with the anxiety segments, but to catch you guys up, since I've been gone for kind of a month or two, I've been working out like a lot more frequently, like doing a lot more weights, a lot more core exercises, and for the past month, I've been feeling amazing. Not only in my physical aspect, but even my lower levels of anxiety have almost diminished. I think setting yourself up with that positive reinforcements is great. Because when you get that positive reinforcements from someone else, it kind of diminishes that self-worth. And it kind of, I feel like, increases that anxiety, that depression, whatever you're dealing with. Because you're like, wow, I don't have the availability to believe in myself, so I have to let someone else do that for me. And to a certain extent, that is, in your brain, shameful. You might not realize it, but to yourself, you're like, wow, I'm a really shameful person because I have to have someone else tell me that I'm worth something. And again, that really just correlates with anything, anxiety, depression, whatever you're dealing with. I think what's truly helped me, and funny enough, making this video made me realize this, is having not just that sense of self-worth, but that positive reinforcement from myself, not from other people. Because constructive criticism, or even criticism from other people, is fantastic. But having positive, toxic reinforcements, all the positive, like, kind of toxic reinforcement that we've kind of built a culture around, specifically here in the United States, or in Western culture nowadays, has hurt so many individuals. Because rather than seeking help for themselves, or acknowledging the fact that they have a problem, they continue to dive into that problem. They continue to just not pursue why they have that problem. And so, wow, I think what I've really gotten from this video, recording it and all, is self-acknowledgement and self-worth coming from yourself internally is something that's so pivotal and vital to overcoming things like those highly anxious moments. Or even, for example, if you're depressed, mind you, a lot of those things we say we need medication. Again, I'm not a psychiatrist. I just wanted to share my own personal experience dealing with high amounts of anxiety. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. I didn't write a script for this video. I kind of just want to do it off rip. I have made plenty of other videos. I hopefully will be posting them a lot within the coming weeks. But that's pretty much it. Thank you. Bye.